by sketching out the bow, the tear around my eye, and then also the tear on the bottom of my mouth. I'm using a light brown body paint and a fine artist brush, but you guys could also use eyeshadow. I'm then also mapping out the stripes for my wrapping paper. Fill in your open zombie areas using an olive green body paint and an eyeshadow brush. If you're adding teeth, you can fill them in with a light tan body paint. Go ahead and add your shading around the wrapping paper as well as around your teeth. And I'm doing this using Olive NYX Cosmetics eyeshadow. Whenever shading around the edges of the wrapping paper itself, it's important to stay on only one side of the wrapping paper. This will really give it the three-dimensional illusion. I'm then adding some highlights using yellow eyeshadow, as well as going in and deepening up the shading using an angled brush and black eyeshadow. Do your best to keep these lines really thin around the wrapping paper. Moving on to the wrapping paper, I'm going to be doing some green ornaments on the paper itself, so I'm using green body paint and drawing green circles just kind of randomly. My stripes are going to alternate between white and red, so for all of the red stripes that are surrounding the green ornaments, that sounded super confusing, I'm then outlining around my ornaments using a smaller brush and then filling in the bigger gaps with a larger brush, because no one wants to spend 10 hours painting wrapping paper. When you're around the edges of the wrapping paper on your face, be sure you know what's the wrapping paper and what's the zombie. Because the white stripes don't have a design in them, I can pretty much just use a foundation brush and go in and fill them in using Graftobian Pro Paint in white. Taking my double-ended brush and NYX Cosmetics gray eyeshadow, I'm then just shading in various spots along the wrapping paper. No, the blurry frame! I'm then filling in my torn open section using a light tan body paint and a detail brush, as well as shading the tear using a light brown, a dark brown, and then also a black. And I'm shading this on the torn open part itself. You could also add a highlight using white body paint just to make it stand out a little bit more. To really make it look three-dimensional, I'm also shading around it using gray eyeshadow and a fine artist brush. Moving on to my bow tie. I'm filling that in using the same red body paint, and I like to fill these kind of things in sections so that way I don't really get lost and it's not just a blob when I'm trying to shade it. I'm then using dark gray eyeshadow to shade the entire bow and really get the details in there. When doing something like this, it's always easiest to use a reference photo of an actual bow. Once again, to really make the bow look three-dimensional and like it's popping out, I'm going around and I'm shading with gray eyeshadow. Just like the wrapping paper, be sure to keep the shading on only one side. You can also add some highlights using white body paint to make it look fancy. I'm then finishing up my wrapping paper with little details, and I'm using gold Graftobian Pro Paints.